Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back with another G.I. Joe action figure review. In this episode, we're taking a look at Ninja Force Zartan with his awesome Dreadnok Psycho here. So this was a GIJoeClub.com exclusive. It came out in 2019. Comes in a nice poly bag here. There was no carded version or anything like that. It just was a single bagged release here. You get the figure and the cycle in one cool package here. Got the really awesome file card here on the bottom. See the figure there in its own little bag and the cool motorcycle. So we're going to just tear into this thing and see what it is and what it's all about. So let's get to it here. It does come with a single piece of tape here holding everything together. So we'll go ahead and cut that off. Again, it was not available boxed. It only came bagged. So collectors out there, just be aware of that. We get the awesome cycle there. And we get Zartan and his accessories. Then we can toss that bag over to the side. The motorcycle, just looking at it first, looks pretty awesome. We do have a really cool Zartan sticker there, if we can see that hopefully on the side. Really awesome. This is the regular same mold as the Storm Rider cycle for the Pursuit of Cobra. So same action features, slightly different paint job. We do have the nice semi-rubberized wheels. Very cool. And yeah, so let's just finish looking at this thing here. Set Zartan off to the side here for a moment. So action feature wise here, we do have a little button here at the front. You press that little button and these little blades pop down here. You can fold them back up till they lock into place. And then flip, flip. That's pretty cool. Again, it does have that nice semi-rubber wheel to it. It's not quite a real rubber, but it's pretty close to it. It's a little bit harder of a plastic, but still it's got a rubber feel to it. We've got these cool shotguns. I guess they're shotguns. I don't know. Are they shotguns? But they also lock into place there. I guess you're supposed to have the blades and the awesome rifles there locked in, and then you press the button. They pop up at the same time. They got some really nice detail in those as well. Those are very cool looking. I do like the locking mechanism on those. Nice and sturdy. And there's a good look at the actual action button. Very cool. Standard handlebars. The thing doesn't really turn at all. It's got an axle point there. But again, it just doesn't really turn or anything like that. So not really sure why that's there other than something to do with that awesome spring action thing. Moving on, we do have the really awesome detail in the engine part of it. A couple of screws on this side, but no screws on this side, but we do have that awesome Zartan Dreadnok logo. Very cool looking. Spinning wheels all the way around. Some nice foot pegs, or yeah, we're going to call them foot pegs. Not standard foot pegs like we have on the battle stands, but pegs for you to put your feet on when you're riding a motorcycle. And we've got this really cool back seat thing here. More blades on it. The button here is here in the center. So if we press that button, those blades fold out to the side there. Very cool looking. Locks back in place and slip. They just slide out right there. Very cool. I like that a lot. Since it uses the same mold as the other cycle, you can actually check out our review of that cycle. But we do have this little peg here in the back seat where it would peg onto the Storm Rider Doom cycle. What was it? Storm Rider? Whatever that Dreadnok's name was. His accessory has a nice peg here in the back here. So we'll see if Zartan has anything like that. But I do like that. That is really cool. The action feature works really well. It's a nice looking motorcycle here. Nice green headlight. So all in all, a really awesome looking bike here. Yeah, so that's the motorcycle. I was expecting the bike to be the same here. Again, it came out as part of the original Pursuit of Cobra line, and it was a really awesome bike here. So it's a great one to use here. So good there. Let's move on to Zartan here. So again, this is the Ninja Force version of him. This came out in the late 90s as a part of the Ninja Force line from the vintage release stuff. And Zartan definitely has a slightly different look, I guess you could say, and we'll get to that here in a moment. But we do have another piece of tape here, so let's just go ahead and slice that off. Then we'll get to the file card and everything else. So, dumping it out, we have an accessory bag, the figure, and the file card. We'll start off here with the file card here. You can pause it. Let me see if I can get this light adjusted here. Pause it right here if you would like to read through that. But we do have the really awesome Ninja Force image there. Very cool. Ninja Force. So there is the file card. It does have a black back on it. This one has a few dings on it, which is pretty understandable considering they just kind of shoved this in a bag with it. So it's probably going to be kind of hard to get one of these in immaculate condition. Again, if you hold the light up to it, you can see that little ding coming through right there. But yeah, it's not too bad. But it's a cool file card anyway, so we'll add that to our stack of file cards. Our accessory bag is also taped, so let's slice that open and dump out the numerous looking accessories here and see what we got. Dum dum dum. Throw that bag to the side as well. So we get quite a few things here. We'll start here with the figure stand. We have a traditional... Oh, my focus left. Sorry. There we go. Traditional 25th anniversary raised Cobra logo, 2-foot pegs, Zartan on the front, our 2007 copyright there. The plastic on these, I don't know, it seems a little light, but that may just be me here. I've got another one, a plain one that's, I don't know, it feels a little heavier. So I don't know if they were getting to the end of their run here when they did these, so it's very possible this plastic may be a slightly different material. It definitely feels different, but all in all, same basic battle stand. So really glad that they kept up with those. Let's see here. What else we got here? We have a lot of weapons that have been reused here, but we'll start here with the bow here. Nice compound bow. Really cool details. It does fold there in half and does kind of lock into place there. And I'm not really sure why that little lock is there. It might have supposed to attach to something. I don't remember. So anybody remembers that or has a reason for why that semi-locks in place, drop a comment down below to let us know. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty standard bow. Nice. We've got a couple of arrows here as well. There is a little slot here on the side where you can put the arrow and it just kind of fits on there. Doesn't stay. I guess it probably should flip that way. But you can set it on there for some decent posability anyways. So there is that. While we have it, let's just take a look at the arrow here. We've seen these arrows before as well, but they have a nice new color scheme to it. This black and orange on the feathering. If I can get the light in here a little bit better. Some nice detail work here. Really cool arrowhead tips. Very nice. Then to go along with it, we have this really cool bow. Arrow holster, backpack, whatever you want to call it here. I'll get it right here in a moment here. But it has some nice detail work in it as well. It's got a little slot here on the back here, some those little notches. So you can take your loose arrow and just kind of lock it into place right there. Just kind of press down and snaps into place. Mostly. You may have to wiggle it around a little bit to get it to fit exactly the way you want it to, but it does work nicely. Sticks out a little bit more because it's a little bit longer than the rest of these, but overall it's not bad looking. Pop that back off. And standard kind of peg on the back here. Nothing else really that stands out to me about this stuff. There's a little notchy thing right there in the center that I can't really tell what that's for. That may just be part of the molding process or something like that. I'm not really sure. So anyways, cool looking backpack. Pops on him pretty easily. Looks pretty cool there. You can turn it to the side, leave it up and down, turn it to the other side, whatever floats your boat there. So very nice looking. Next up, we also have a small little knife. Again, not a lot of detail work, but some nice orange color on the hilt. Very cool. And then our last accessory is this assault shotgun. If I can quit dropping things, that would be awesome. But it's not going to happen, so... very nice detail work. I caught it that time. This thing looks really awesome. Got some great detail all the way around on it. There we go. So, very cool looking shotgun. Then up next, we actually have the figure, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit here just to make this a little bit easier, hopefully. We don't need to go too far in here. The figure itself looks really nice. It does have that crazy updated Ninja Force look. It's a Zartan with a mohawk, and it's an orange mohawk at that. But beyond that, we've got some cool details going on here. Some nice wrapping around his forearms. Really cool leather vest with some cool orange pads on them. Some nice detail work in that as well. Very cool. I do like that collar as well. And if you look inside there, he's got, I guess, just a shirt or something on in there. Not a lot of detail in the pants. We do get a little sheath there on his side for the dagger. Purple boots. Some detail work on that. Some really nice metallic buttony things there that are that nice gold color. And then the big old clumpy boots in purple. So that's pretty cool looking. I do like that a lot. We've got a slightly different wrapping here. It's got smaller arrowheads, I guess, or maybe those are explosive tipped arrowheads. I'm not really sure, but they look pretty cool though. All in all, it looks like a pretty nice figure here. The head sculpt, again, the color's probably washing out a little bit here. Let me dim this down a little bit, see if we can get a little bit more neutral color here. The mohawk looks kind of cool. It'd be nice if it was a little bit taller, but overall, it's a nice head sculpt. So yeah, pretty cool looking. Articulation wise, the head does spin at 360 degrees. That collar doesn't get in the way at all. Not a lot of up and down motion. Not a lot of tilt to the head. Just a tiny bit, but yeah, it's kind of stiff in there and isn't really going anywhere. Standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joints. Standard ball and swivel at the elbow joints. We've got a swivel at the wrist. And it looks like that's it. No rocker. And we'll look at the other side real quick. And it does not have a rocker either. So just a standard swivel at both the wrists. We do have the standard mid-waist twist there. We also get some ab crunch motion going on there, so that's really cool. Standard T-hook at the waist joint there. This one's got a little stiff side to side there, but full front and back. We do get double knee joints when we get a swivel and the rocker at the ankle joint. That rocker's just really, really tight. But it's there, so that is pretty cool. So all in all, it's a nice looking figure. It is a little bit of a departure for most people. You either really like this particular iteration of Zartan or you don't. Looking at the arms here, they've got a really nice detail in there. So you can see that vein popping out on his biceps. So, I don't know. I really like the figure itself. Zartan has always been one of those characters that I've always really liked as part of the series. So I'm a little biased here, but I really do like this cool Ninja Force version of Zartan. So there you go. It's not going to be for everybody. But for me, I am digging it, and I'm really glad we actually got it as part of the last hoorah from the G.I. Joe Club itself. If I can get that in there. They kind of went out of their way towards the end to try to get us the rest of the figures that we were all clamoring for. And I'm really glad they included this one as part of it. I'm going to just stick this on the back. Put his dagger in his little hip sheath. And then we have, let's see, what's the best way to do this? I guess it doesn't matter too much here. Well, I guess it does matter because I just pulled this thing apart. But luckily it just snaps on that little articulated joint right there. So snap that back in there. Grab it in his hand this time. And then grab his shotgun in the other hand. So yes, he can hold all of his weapons, all of his accessories, and looks pretty awesome while doing it. So there is Zartan. And I guess we might as well put the two together, right? Let's readjust the camera a little bit here. Get a little higher vantage point here. So, sitting him on the motorcycle. He doesn't sit really well with the backpack on there. So you may have to turn it to one side or the other. But once you do that, it looks pretty good. You can adjust his feet a little bit better to get it to hold on there correctly. He can't hold all of his weapons and drive the motorcycle at the same time, but he looks pretty badass sitting on this thing. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm really digging this thing. I think you can also just, let's see, push that. There we go. Now he's fully loaded here, ready to roll out and chase down ninjas on his awesome bike. That is pretty cool. I am really digging this thing here. Again, so it's not everybody's favorite. If you're not a fan of that crazy 90s neon look, you're definitely not going to go for this one. But for me, it works for what it is, and I'm really happy with it. Again, it was only available from the G.I. Joe Club store, which has since shut down, so you can't get it there anymore. You'll have to go to secondary markets for this thing, and so it retailed for about, I want to say $50-ish when it came out new. That was last year, I guess, now. So it goes for about $100 or so if you can find one on the secondary market right now. And I would say that unless you're just a hardcore Zartan fan, you're probably not going to be interested in it for that price. But I do think it is a really good figure. I really like the bike itself. You might have better luck getting maybe the figure separate from the package. So skipping the bike and getting the figure alone. But you're still going to be paying a little bit of a premium for this thing. You can definitely pair it with the other Dreadnok cycle from the Pursuit of Cobra line. But that thing is also not exactly easy to come by. So I guess just good luck to you. I like it. I really dig it. And I think you'll really like it too if you go and pick it up. But I would say just be wary of the prices because, yeah, it's going to cost you a little bit. But it's worth it in my opinion. So I would buy it again, and I may have to because this thing looks pretty awesome. But there you go. That's the overview of Zartan Ninja Force version with his awesome Dreadnok bike. So yes. So that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching. Drop some comments down below. Let us know what you think of Zartan from the Ninja Force line. Does it live up to the hype, or are you just turned off by the crazy orange coloring on this guy? So let us know. If you'd like to see something specific in future episodes, let me know that. I'll try to get it out in front of y'all. And until next time, Yo Joe!